Today, we explore the extraordinary journey of J.K. Rowling, the woman who went from being a struggling single mother, rejected by 12 publishers, to the creator of one of the most beloved worlds in modern history. This is not just a story about magic. It's a story about perseverance, belief, and what happens when you keep writing, even when the world tells you to stop. In the early 1990s, Joanne Rowling was far from a best-selling author. She was unemployed, divorced, and raising her infant daughter alone in Edinburgh. Money was scarce. The heating in her small flat barely worked, and she often wrote in cafes because she couldn't afford to keep her home warm. She once described herself as poor as it's possible to be in modern Britain without being homeless.
Why a children's book? Was it,
I don't. No, not really. I've been writing for years and intending to write for adults, but never tried to get anything published before. But when this story came to me, obviously it was a children's story, so it chose me rather than the other way around. I never sat down and thought, I'm going to try and write for children now.
What success have you achieved with this one?
It sold very well, which is wildly overshot my expectations, I have to say. It sold about 30,000 copies in the UK, which is phenomenal. To me, it's phenomenal. To me, more than anyone else, probably. And it won the Smartest Book Prize recently, which was fantastic.
Yet, in those moments of struggle, she kept writing. The idea for Harry Potter had come years earlier, while she was on a delayed train from Manchester to London. She didn't even have a pen at the time. The boy wizard simply appeared in her mind, fully formed. And for the next 5 years, she poured herself into building his world. One line, one page, one idea at a time. When she finally finished her manuscript for Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Rowling sent it out to publishers. The first one rejected it, then the second, then the third. In total, 12 publishers turned her down. Some said children wouldn't read a story that long. Others said magic books wouldn't sell. But Rowling didn't stop. She believed in her story even when no one else did. Then, finally, Bloomsbury Publishing took a chance. The chairman's 8-year-old daughter read the first chapter and demanded more. That moment, one little girl's love for a story changed J.K. Rowling's life forever. When the first book was released in 1997, it sold modestly at first, but word of mouth spread quickly. Children who had never finished a book before were suddenly reading for hours. Teachers were using Harry Potter in classrooms. Then came the sequels. Each one outsold the last. By the time Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows was released, millions were lining up at midnight to get their copy.
Bookstores throughout the world were putting the book on sale at the same time, a minute past midnight UK time. Inside the book are answers readers have waited long to learn, and their author J.K. Rowling and her publishers have labored, with mixed results, to keep secret. For many hardcore Pottermaniacs, the place to be was Waterstone's bookstore on Piccadilly in central London. More than 5,000 people lined up for hours before the midnight opening in a festive, colourful line stretching around the block.
We've got it after 30 hours. Got it.
To coincide with the launch, J.K. Rowling appeared on stage at the Natural History Museum and read the opening passage from the book to an excited audience and to sign copies.
The story had grown far beyond books. Movies.
Well, if you're sure, better be Gryffindor! Harry Potter, the boy who lived, come to die.
Merchandise, theme parks, Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. And J.K. Rowling went from living on welfare to becoming one of the most successful authors of all time. In her 2008 Harvard commencement speech, Rowling said,
"It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all."
Failure, she said, gave her clarity. It stripped away the non-essential and taught her that rock bottom could be the solid foundation on which to rebuild. Even after success, Rowling continued to face criticism, pressure, and the challenges of fame. But through it all, she never forgot what it meant to fail and to rise again. J.K. Rowling's story reminds us that rejection is not the end of the story. It's simply the beginning of resilience. She didn't find success overnight. She built it through persistence, belief, and the courage to keep going. From scribbling ideas in a coffee shop to changing the landscape of literature, Rowling proved that even in your darkest moments, your imagination and your determination can light the way. So the next time someone tells you your dreams are impossible, remember this: 12 publishers said no, but she only needed one yes. This is J.K. Rowling's story, and this is what it means to always fail forward. Subscribe to Always Fail Forward for more stories about the world's most successful people and how failure shaped them into who they are today.